Alright, welcome to our news channel, which is called News Nuggets. Today we'll be welcoming 3 guests to talk about glaciers melting. The question is climate change causing glaciers to melt? Alright, so now on News Nuggets, we're going to be welcoming a climate change guest, Cora.
According to the NOAA, the Arctic temperature has 7 degrees less in 1968 compared to 1996. Not just that, but over the past 30 years or so, the Arctic ice cover has decreased by 30% in the month of September, which is supposed to be the end of the melt season. Right now, the cost to fix or potentially stop Arctic warming is about $25 trillion US, but that's if we can keep it to only a 2.7 degree temperature rise. Globally, the economic growth was about 76 trillion. The global sea level could possibly rise up to a meter within the next 100 years. This could have been stopped so much sooner, but we refuse to see the evidence and we just brushed it off our shoulders. The very first visual signs of glacial melt were recorded in 19,000.
Now on News Nuggets, we'll be welcoming a guest. She's a conservation scientist here today, Jill.
The Arctic contains a wealth of petroleum and mineral resources. Currently, the region produces about 1/10 of the world's oil and 1/4 of its natural gas. The Russian Arctic is the source for about 80% of this oil and virtually all of the natural gas. The steady melt of glacial ice around the world is largely due to man-made factors such as greenhouse gas emissions and aerosols. Humans have caused roughly 1/4 of the globe's glacial loss between 1851 and 2010, and about 69% of the glacial melting between 1991 and 2010. Glaciers thin and retreat around the world as a result of rising air temperature, but the glaciers don't care whether or not the increase in temperature is due to natural or human causes. However, during the last 20 years, almost 70% of the glacier mass changes were caused by climate change due to humans. The melt, however, would not be happening as quickly as it is today if it weren't for man-made contributions, such as aerosols from wood or coal fires. Aerosols are particles suspended in the atmosphere that absorb and scatter the sun's radiation. If greenhouse gas emissions alone were warming the planet, we would expect to see about 1/3 more warming than has actually occurred. They are offset by cooling from human-produced atmospheric aerosols. Aerosols are projected to decline significantly by 2100, bringing total warming from all factors closer to warming from greenhouse gases alone. Natural variability in the Earth's climate is unlikely to play a major role in long-term warming alone. Natural variability in the Earth's climate is unlikely to play a role in the long-term.
Hi team, this is Shauna Aflag reporting for James Stelk, the environmental scientist. Unfortunately, James couldn't be with us today because he had ice forming on the rotor blades of his helicopter and was unable to leave the Arctic. James did, however, send this statement to share with you all. The presence of excessive levels of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is causing global temperatures to rise and glaciers and ice caps to melt. New research has shown that carbon dioxide molecules may also be having a more direct impact on the ice that covers our planet. The effects of a warming atmosphere on physical, chemical, biological, and human components of Arctic ecosystems are vast, far-reaching, and accelerating every day. The warming has caused a cascade of physical changes from direct effects such as the melting of sea ice, sea level rise, and other effects such as the albedo effect, surface reflectivity, coastal erosion, and then also tertiary effects are also being accelerated with warming of the ocean due to the feedback loops between different climate factors. 75% of Arctic summer sea ice volume has been lost at rates never before experienced in human history. Soon, the Arctic Ocean will be like other oceans. For much of the year, open water that is exposed to exploitation and environmental destruction, unfortunately. 75